Check your mirrors, close the gas, gentle braking, gentle braking, gentle, gentle, gentle braking. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, if you're going to do it, do it. If it's safe and you're going to do it, do it. Nothing wrong with that. Happy for you to make a decision. Keep it in that lane now then. Come to the right more, come to the right. Right, now get on the gas and get past the heavy so he can't do anything to you. Get away from him without exceeding the speed limit. That's lovely, that's great. Now, might as well stay in this lane. Check the mirrors off the gas, gentle braking. Start braking, start braking, start braking. Brake a bit more. Brake a little bit more, come down your gears. So try and have a gap. You want to come in slowly. Can you see how far back I am at the moment? Yeah, so I'm not going to put my feet down because I'm going to come into the situation much more slowly. Right, now get away from the heavy. That's great. And always scan the traffic light control junction because you don't know if someone's going to jump the lights. And I'm glad you're not going alongside the heavy. That's sensible, very sensible. Okay, check your mirrors, close your throttle. Let's come into this slowly. Let's come into this really gently. So gentle, gentle, gentle braking. Soft stop, a really soft stop. Ease the front brake off just before you stop and gently put your foot down. Love, yeah, a bit too much front brake. You just feel that dip a little bit. Just want to come in a lot softer. Keep your head moving. Keep yourself aware of what's around you. All right? Can you hear me okay? Yeah, good. So when I'm sitting here, I'm checking my mirrors, I'm having a look at the lorry, I'm just getting a view for everything. You don't want to just be staring ahead, you want to be 360-degree aware. Be particularly careful there's nobody to your left-hand side. Good. Yeah, let's get on with it, it's good progress, keep it going, let's get up to the speed limit, it's safe to do so, let's do it. That's it, we're going up that road there where you see the lorries coming over the bridge. So come in slowly, slower, slower, slower. Make sure you're in second gear about now. And it's going to be a first and a stop. Gently, gently, beautiful. Always make sure he's definitely clear of the roundabout before you enter. If you can't see the back lights, you can't get on. Okay, yeah, let's get on with it. Don't worry. Put a bit of gas on, put a bit of gas on. Let the bike take you. Speed limit is 30. Keep your eyes up. Try and bring it fractionally to the right. You don't want to be too near that. You don't want to be too near that centre line. So I'm in second gear at the moment. See the national speed limit sign, so you're going to check your mirrors. And then as soon as you pass that sign, you want to bring the power on fairly swiftly, not harshly, but briskly. Let's go. A bit more, go on, let's get on with it. Keep your eyes well up, keep the lean on, go on, bit more gas, you're doing fine. You're absolutely safe, go on, keep it moving. Beautiful. We can't go too fast, can we? Because we can see the lorry ahead slowing everything up. So just going to back off a bit now. Just ease off so you've got a good gap. But get clear of this white lorry, so you should be sitting in the gap. That's lovely, good. Hold your position. You don't want to be alongside the lorry, and that's why, okay? Ah, there we go. That's why we got a problem. And that's why it's really important to sit back, isn't it? Big green partial machine's gonna go for it. Okay, so only get alongside the lorry when you can get in front of it, okay? Good. Now try and be slightly more to the right, but not too close to the white line. Lovely, that's good. Now we're going to hang back to keep our view open. That's really good. You've got to remember that the lorries here, they're left-hand drive and they have big blind spots. Try and stop more gently on that back brake, okay? If you hold the bike on the back brake like you did in your training, that'll be really helpful for you. Right, now we don't need to do anything at the moment because we've got nowhere to go other than keep our observations going. Put your... Good. Remember, don't get too close to the green one because we're trying to preserve a view of the road ahead. Just before you pull away, if your revs come up to about 2,500, it'll move smoothly. Try and just work on the rear brake at the moment. Try not to use the front at all. We'll turn right when we eventually get to the roundabout. Yeah, it's always unnerving being in a large vehicle's blind spot, which is roughly where you are now. I know they've got mirrors and cameras these days, but you can't odds it in situations like this, but you've just got to be ready to react and be far away from them. Because once they start moving, you need an escape route if it goes wrong. Keep your mirrors checked, be aware of what's going on behind you. Critical in this slow traffic to be very aware of your rear, okay? Especially the big gap to the left, because motorcycles could come whizzing up there if they want to filter carelessly. It's really good practice this for stopping gently at slow speeds, isn't it? You don't need the front brake at all for any of this manoeuvring at the moment, all on the rear brake. Do glance to your left before you move though. Gently, that's it. Gentle is good. Try and turn your head a little bit more when you're stationary. Get used to just being, you know, relaxed and very aware. Don't be afraid to be very, very aware of your surroundings. It's necessary. Okay, so we are turning right at the roundabout for Deal, please. Don't get too close to the lorry. That'll do. That's lovely. Good, well done. Gently, gently. Be 360 aware before you move. Glance to your ahead as well. Don't just look to the right. Keep the head moving fairly quickly so you can see when your exit's clear. Good. Let the bike lean. Remember your left lifesaver before you exit to make sure you're safe. I will catch you up. I'm just caught at the roundabout. I'm on my way. Okay, so I've just got a view of you. There's two cars between us. Don't let that worry you. Just carry on. Right, I've got some incidents. Slow it down here. Just slow it right down. Be very, very careful. Just make sure you're happy with whatever's going on. So the big question, are you relaxed now? Good. And of course once you start to relax and enjoy it, it starts to work a lot better for you, doesn't it? So we're going to make use of what we call acceleration sense with these lovely boxer engines, and that's really gentle use of the throttle to regulate our speed with the gear that we're actually in. So just by gently using the throttle, we can gently speed up or gently slow down and regulate fine adjustments in speed without any effort whatsoever. So when we use right hand bends, we can always consider positioning slightly to the left. We don't want to be too far to the left, especially as a new rider, because we don't want to end up in the gutter and end up having a loss of control or anything like that. but moving to the left keeps you away from oncoming traffic, and it does give you an earlier view around the bend. It also gives you a slightly shallower radius. So one thing that we need to work on is you just being a little bit more relaxed in those bends, isn't it? So as we're at a very low speed road at the moment, just be aware of how relaxed your arms and your body actually is. Is there any tension in your neck or your shoulders or your arms? Okay? Because when we ride a bike, we don't just lean it or just steer it. You know, our body tends to get very involved in how the bike moves around, particularly our hips. We'll talk about that more once we stop. We'll have a little chat about that. Yeah, so it's like with these bends here, you know, if you just gently let your body move, particularly from the core, you know, into your waist, you'll find that just by gently wobbling your waist and you're just rocking your hips a little bit, that bike will respond in very gentle ways. And it's something you just want to practice. So brake gently, firmly if you need to, but ease it off as you come to a stop. So try and stop finally on the rear brake only, especially as we're on a downward hill. What a lovely stop that is. You feel the difference in the weight distribution. Beautiful. I can just see there's some roadworks. I don't know if you caught a glance of them up the pavement side before we come in here. That's what it is. That's your problem. So just have a good idea of what's going on behind. You see, your stops are so much nicer now, aren't they? And you're getting to grips with being softer with the bike, and it's an absolute winner. Yeah, so before you move away, just make sure your rear observations are covered a little bit more. Big traffic queues are very potential high risks for filtering pedal cycles and motorcycles, so you don't want to be moving away and coming into conflict with one of those. Right, don't get too close to the car. Very difficult to get a view of the road ahead, isn't it, with that lorry? So actually your positioning there slightly to the right is pretty good. Alright. Yeah, no, brilliant. Spot on. Careful. There we go. So it just shows, doesn't it? You know, you can do it. You know, you've got that ability. It's all good. It's all good. But that's where the confidence builds, isn't it? You know, you just get gently eased through. Yeah. But now you know, you're getting better. So every minute you do on the bike's a minute you haven't done before. So yeah, obviously when those lights change and the traffic starts to move, what we've got to make sure we do is, I mean, I'm to your left, but you know, you've got to make sure that there's definitely no one coming up behind you. A lot of people, they look ahead and they just pull away, but that's quite dangerous because you've got to be 360 aware before you move. Just be careful a car doesn't come herring round the corner. Be prepared for it. That's good. Yeah, it didn't need the brake there. That was a little bit of comfort braking, wasn't it? Lovely. Good. Just needed to check your offside blind spot before you move there. Okay, just don't get too close to the van, just try and keep a view of the road open. So if you can see anywhere along here that's safe for us both to stop by the left hand side, please do so. If you can't, don't worry, we'll move on to somewhere else. Okay then, so as discussed and just giving you a full briefing, I'm going to do a little demonstration ride for you now. So I will lead off. Just try and make sure you sort of stay close enough that you can hear and see, but not so close that there could be an issue. See, I'm going to just slow down. I'm not going to flash this one, but I am going to just slow and let it happen, because there's no point in not letting it happen. And we're going to follow the road ahead here. Going to come into this very slow, so a little bit of clutch slip, a little bit of power, and I'm going to stop gently on that front brake, on that rear brake, sorry. So that's just classic slow speed control there, gently into the hazard. So these vehicles are going to come through. The van's quite wide, so I'm going to position over to the hard left. You know, positioning early to the hard left can sometimes invite people to come through the gap and make the gap unpleasantly tight for you, but it's a decision whether you let the traffic through or whether you try and stay dominant and hold them off. Some people will just bully through the gap anyway, and you have to move to the left. So we know that junctions are particularly a cause of concern for motorcyclists, so I always like to cover the horn button on the approach, and I like to give myself a little bit of extra room. I always think if you anticipate problems at junctions, if they start going wrong, you're already ahead of the game. You know, your reaction and thinking time is much better than if you just don't expect anything to happen. We spoke before, of course, about visibility, so I am looking well up the road as far as the eye can see, but I'm keeping the eyes moving. It's like this one here. Is it going to emerge? And sometimes that movement towards the left in your lane or to the right can catch a driver's eye. The lateral movement is very good for making humans more aware of your presence. If they just see you directly head on, very often they can't see you or judge your speed. So change the speed limit to 50. I'm just going to check those mirrors. I'm looking well ahead. We're straight into a left-hander, but I am going to gently accelerate. I'm just going to gently allow that bike to lean in. Just coming up to 4th gear now. So I'm not going to go fast because I'm conscious that you need to settle in. The road surface is a little bit rough, so you will feel that a little bit under your tyres, but it's nothing to be concerned about. So road signs showing us that we have a right hand bend, as do the sharp deviation of route signs. I'm coming slightly to the left, keeping the eyes well up. I think I've just seen maybe an emergency vehicle there. Just going to come off the gas a little bit. No, we're all good. Here he comes. Not going to be a problem to us, so I don't need to worry about it. At the roundabout, we're following the road ahead. One vehicle emerging from the left. Mirror check, several vehicles behind. So basically I've just closed the throttle now. 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and I can just cut through the roundabout here. Left signal, just check my blind spot to the left. So you can take a smooth line on roundabouts if you're not going to affect another road user. Otherwise you must do the roundabout as you were taught to do on your test. So just got a junction there on our left. Just checking the mirrors. Yeah, one vehicle emerging. I can't come too far to the right. I am prepared for the vehicle. Just have a little bit extra space. That's all good. So change the speed limit to 40, just checking the mirrors, and just gently closing the throttle and going for a 4th gear. We have a warning of crossroads and a playground. So I'm going to just gently have a 3rd gear here just for flexibility, covering the horn, bit of a central position in my lane for safety. And I can just see that white car there waiting to emerge. We're going to turn left here. Rear obs. Signal. So I'm going to use both brakes to get the speed off. I'm going to do a 4th to 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, off the brake, gently on the gas, and just tease the bike through the bend on the throttle. Now we can gently accelerate away, check our mirrors, turn a signal off. Smoothly up the gears. And coming into the left, looking for the gap as we discussed earlier. And this is why it's important we can learn to hold a position on a bend, because we don't want to be forced into getting too close to oncoming vehicles. If you relax, it'll be a lot easier. So all I'm doing along here is using 3rd gear and just working with the bike on the throttle. Tiny little movements. It says slow. Remember, if it says slow, it says slow for a reason. They don't put it on there for fun. The greater the paint, the greater the hazard. And we always want to give plenty of space to park vehicles, as I'm sure you were trained at test training standard, because we don't want a door opening and giving us a whack. Pedestrian there, so I'm going to give him plenty of room if he's still in the road by the time we get there. We can see the road ahead is clear, so I'm going to give him plenty of room. So we've got the refuse lorry there, and it's very close to the junction, so I'm going to get my speed off now on both brakes. I'm in 3rd. He's out the cab, so it shouldn't move. I'm going for a 2nd. Now what I'm wary of is a car coming around the corner, so I'm going to come in slow. And I'm going to get closer to it than I would normally, but it's because I'm slow. Right, now I'm gently going to ease past it. So we're going to turn right where you see that silver car's just gone. So single track road, I'm in 4th, going for a 3rd now. Keeping it to the left, even though it's a right turn, I'm going to use rear brake only. 2nd gear, 1st gear, clutch slip, gas, gently. And I can see there's a car coming. I'm just going to use that very careful, slow speed control technique. Check the mirror, clutch now fully out. Acceleration 2nd, and we're going to go for a 3rd now. So yet again, 3rd gear, nice working gear. What's he doing? I'm coming on both brakes now. 3rd, 2nd, 1st, covering the horn. Are they going to? No, he's stable. That's good. Didn't want him to come back out. Thought he might be doing a U-turn or something, or a 3-point turn. Right, gently through here because there's not much view. 2nd gear I'm in. I am going to be prepared to change to 1st and slip the clutch, or slip the clutch if necessary. Yeah, I'm going to go for a 1st here on the move. Why are you on the wrong side of the road? Remember, use your slow speed control technique and keep your head and eyes well up. Don't look at him, look well up where you want to go. Keep going. That's good. Perfect. This is why we go so slow through these roads, isn't it? You know, he's completely on the wrong side of the road. It's probably one of these people who's been taught it's a good idea to move to the offside on left-hand bends. It's really not. Not unless it's a big bend with a good view. So I can't stress enough the use of that slow speed control technique. A little bit of extra gas, slipping the clutch and controlling the bike on a rear brake. Lovely technique, keeps you nice and safe. You can already see a very large vehicle coming towards us, so I'm going to now go down to a 4th gear for flexibility, and I'm probably going to drop that to 3rd in a minute because I want to see what road width I've got. So I'm easing off the gas, going for a 3rd. Where's my gap? There it is. He's quite well in his lane actually, it's not bad, but Large vehicles, he's over the white line now, and that's why you've got to be very aware. Once I'm clear of the hazard, I'm going to bring the speed back up again. So don't be afraid to use your throttle now. This little bit of road here is not challenging. Can you see the car there coming down towards? He's going to probably meet us at the junction thereabouts. And we've got 2 oncoming vehicles towards us. I'm just going to check my mirrors. Just going to ease off the gas a little bit. Go for 3rd gear. Covering the horn, just being aware.